Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a pretty good day, and we're back in Solus at our villager breeder project. So, last episode, we basically revamped our villager breeder to make it a little bit better, make it more effective. You guys did give me some good information that I didn't know, which is that apparently the problem with just about any villager breeder design is that if you're more than 32 blocks away from it, the baby villagers don't move, and that means that they will never fall. So, yeah, that could cause an issue, but you know what? I think it's going to be okay. This breeder doesn't need to be amazing. I'm not looking for, like, a super incredible top-of-the-line... There's a hole right there. Well, today oh no! Oh no! You go here. I broke it. Stay right there. There we go. Well, that was unexpected. So yeah, apparently if you're more than... Is this right? Where did I get this extra block from? Was it over here? Ah, yes. I see. Okay. So yeah, if you're more than 32 blocks away or something like that from the villager breeder, the baby villagers don't move, and then it causes problems and everything breaks and whatever. But I am not looking to make like a Doc M villager massive technical system with all sorts of craziness. I'm just looking for something very simple. So I think this will still fit the needs that I have. I'm supposed to have, there we go. I was going to say, I think I have a hoe in here so I can fix that one that I just accidentally broke. But yeah, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be okay. Let's just do this, that, and that. There we go. However, I do want to make a villager trading hall in the near future. And in order to do that, I'm going to need some sticky pistons. Quite a few sticky pistons, in fact, for the design that I want to use. And I currently have a whopping 64 slimes to my name, or something like that. I think I have a stack and then 7. That's not going to be enough. I'm going to need a lot more sticky pistons than that. So I think today we're going to make a slime farm. That is the plan. And I've marked out an area over here. I've checked my stuff in Amidst and in Mine Atlas, double-checked. This chunk right over here, F3G to show chunk borders, by the way. This chunk over here should be a slime chunk right here. So I'm going to dig out this whole chunk. I've already put the beacon down and all that kind of good stuff. I'm going to dig out the whole chunk plus a little bit extra around the edges, and we are going to build a slime farm. Now, it's going to be a farm based on the one designed by Il Mango, which I will link in the description. In optimal conditions, the farm, if you build it exactly the way his tutorial shows, will do something like 16,000 slime per hour, or something insane like that. The way I'm going to build it is not going to be... I'm going to kill some of the efficiency, because what I really should do is dig out the whole area, light up all the caves within 128 blocks, and all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to instead remove everything on top, put glass panes over the top, which should be fine. But that's basically it. I'm not going to go and light up all the caves. So we're going to lose some efficiency for sure. I'm not going to be getting 16,000 slimes per hour, but this is a single player world for a guy who really doesn't do a whole lot of redstone. Like, really, what do I need that many slime balls for? Like, we're on like what, 130, 140 some episodes, and I have yet to need a slime farm until this very moment. I think we'll be fine. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get enough slime balls where if I AFK for maybe an hour or so, I'll have plenty for my needs, and I think that's pretty realistic. But the first thing I need to do is dig out this entire chunk, and I think I'm gonna go... I need to double check the tutorial and the world download and stuff to see how much space I need along the sides, but I think I need like an extra 3 to 5 blocks on all sides as well. So that is the plan. It is going to take me a while. It is going to be a very grindy process, and I have a lot of digging to do. So let me get to it, and I'll come back to you when I have a big hole in the ocean. All right, guys. It has been about 2 hours since we last spoke, and I wanted to bring you a little bit of a progress update. The dig is getting there. I'm starting to think I may have bitten off a little bit more than I can chew for a day. It's like, oh yeah, this will be easy. I'll knock this out. It'll take a couple hours. Now, 2 hours later, and I'm maybe 10% of the way done. Yeah, this is going to be a project. So here's our chunk borders again, right? We've got basically 7 blocks on either side on the east and west, and then 8 blocks on either side on the north and south from the chunk border. So here's the chunk border, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and oh, same over there. And this hole needs to go all the way to bedrock. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit more time consuming than I've thought. I have already gone through like 2.5 pickaxes. Yep. Fun stuff. Anyway, back to digging. All right, guys, I am back, and the big dig is finished. I did the math. This was about 40 to 45,000 blocks. It's hard to calculate exactly because above the glass, it was kind of a weird shape. It wasn't exact, but the area underneath the glass is like 38,000 blocks. Yeah, this took a while. We are like 5 minutes into this video, and this has been about 6 hours so far. I also did light up the caves. In the interest of full disclosure, I actually did use my camera count to make sure I found all the caves and bounce back and forth. I used my camera count to bounce back and forth between the camera and spectator mode, and then jumping actually into creative mode just to place down torches. Some of you might have a problem with that. Some of you might not. I figured I would do it for this one project since I'm already 6 hours in and I haven't even started building the farm yet. And I want to get this video out to you. But if you guys do have an issue with that, I won't ever do it again. I do reserve the right to use my camera count to find caves, but I'll never use the creative mode torchy lighting up thing again. If it really bothers you guys that much, it doesn't really bother me. As long as I'm not using it to like gather resources, which I wasn't. I made a rule that I wouldn't grab any resources or anything like that while I was lighting up the caves. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments because I'm curious. I figured for something like that, caves. See, the thing is, you play Minecraft, right? I play Minecraft to have fun. I'm supposed to enjoy this game. That's the whole reason we're here, is to have fun. And just lighting up caves so your mob farm works is not my idea of a good time. Neither is digging a 40,000 block hole in the ground, but you know, I did that. Thankfully for the beacon, I had the beacon. I think I went through, well, let's see, I made 3 or 4 trips to the Ender. I was using 3 different pickaxes because I also have a mining, just a work pick in here that I was using as well. So yeah, this was quite the undertaking. I definitely underestimated how long this project would take. But we're finally at the point where we can start building the farm itself. Now, I think I mentioned this before. This is going to be an Il Mango slime farm design. I'll link the video in the description below, so if you want to build it for yourself, he's got a tutorial there for you. And I'm just basically going to be following the tutorial, so I'm going to do very little of this on camera. I'll just kind of do progress updates to show you what I've gotten done, because I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between the game and watching the videos for the next step and all that kind of stuff. I think I also need to gather a ton of sand and make a ton of glass, because I think all the glass I have right now is this. And I believe that the farm requires a lot more glass than that. So maybe I should have gone with a different slime farm design. Maybe I should have gone with like Exuma's super simple noob farm that like anybody can make. The one that's just basically like hollow out a couple layers, throw down some cactuses with hoppers around them and golems on top, and let the slimes do just basically commit suicide on the cactuses. Maybe I should have gone with that design instead. It certainly would have taken me a lot less time. But in retrospect, now I'm committed. I'm committed to this one now. The good news, though, about digging out such a giant hole, here it is, over this way. We did get a ton of resources. These are all chests that have been filled with stuff from that giant hole. So I've got basically 2.5 chests of smooth stone, roughly. Let's just toss those in there. I've got about 5. I have over 5 full chests of cobblestone. Got about a little bit of gravel. Some of this I actually already took back to my my warehouse over in Regnum, so that's why the gravel there. I got more gravel in this. I got that much andesite, little bit of dirt, fair amount of diorite, fair amount of granite, and all of this as well. All this coal, redstone, 5 stacks of iron, all sorts of good stuff there. So we did get a lot of resources. We should be set on resources for a while. I am a little concerned, though, because I haven't really seen a whole lot of slimes spawning down here. I have seen some, which is good, but I've noticed that they always tend to spawn over on this side. And that worries me, because if I dug this on the wrong chunk, that would be like the face, that might be the largest facepalm worthy moment of my entire YouTube career. If I dug out this giant hole on the wrong slime chunk, I would be so mad at myself. But hey, sometimes you just gotta roll with it. And I think if that's the case, I'll probably just like rage quit and build a different farm. Build the Exuma slime farm or something instead of this one. But I do love the idea of this farm, and I'm hoping it's going to work well once we actually get the platforms in place, because I know slimes cannot spawn on bedrock and other stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to get to working on the farm itself, get some work done there, and I'll come back to you with some progress updates in a little while. All right, guys, I am back, and I've got a bit of a progress update for you. Been working on this. I got the killing system in place. It's going to be magma blocks with hopper mine carts underneath that will collect the drops and send them to a collection system over here that I have yet to build. Right now I'm working on getting these platforms in place. There's going to be 9 of them. If we look at the chunk borders, basically the platform is the full chunk plus 1 extra block on the slide, a slab specifically, and these are spaced out 3 apart. So if we kind of sneak up here, I go 1, 2, 3, and then we just add another one like so, all the way over, and then we start filling in the stone slabs. So a lot of people have asked me on Twitter, in streams, in comments on other videos, and comments on all sorts of things. A lot of people have asked me what my thoughts are on the new Minecraft textures that Jeb and Mojang are working on. I think the other guy's called Joppa. He's new. He was hired specifically to redo the textures. And for those of you that don't know, Mojang is working on redoing apparently all of the textures in the game, because one thing that they have been planning to do for a while is to basically unify all of the textures under a single distinct style. Because right now, the textures are basically divided into textures from Notch and then textures from Jeb. At least that's my understanding. So you've got different kind of inconsistencies throughout the game about the way that things look, and some textures are very busy, some textures are not, and it doesn't have consistency. So Mojang is working on redoing like all of the textures in the game, and not like fundamentally changing them all to be something entirely different, but basically just kind of tweaking them a little bit. And from the textures I've seen, I think some of them are really good, positive changes. Like, for example, they tweeted out a picture of the new Junglewood door, and I think it looks like a million times better than the old Junglewood door, so I'm super happy for that. And then they've also tweeted out some other ones that I'm not really a huge fan of, like, I really don't care for the new Emerald block, for example. And there's some other ones as well. But basically, everything right now is a work in progress. It's all in development. It's being worked on. Nothing is finalized yet as far as what the textures are going to look like or anything like that. And there's a lot of people in the Minecraft community that I've seen, like in the Minecraft subreddit and on Twitter and stuff like that, talking about how much they hate the new textures and how Mojang shouldn't mess with the classic feel of Minecraft and all that kind of stuff. I think there's some people that are overreacting. There are also some people who are giving very valid, constructive criticisms, which I think is always good. And that's kind of, that's why these tweets are going out. That's why images are being shown, is so that people can give feedback. My thoughts on the matter are that I'm all in favor of tweaking and changing things for the better. I'm not at all resistant to the idea of change. I think there are some textures in Minecraft that are just horrendous, in fact. And I mean, I have a texture pack that has basically changed the majority of the textures that I don't like. As a perfect example, there are some textures in this game that I dislike so much that I made a texture pack to change them and make them usable for building, like diorite and granite, for example. However, I also like a lot of the default textures. I think a lot of the default textures are good and either don't need modification at all or only need, very slight modifications. And my thought is that I'm gonna withhold judgment until stuff is a little bit more finalized. There are some textures and this has all been happening over like the last couple days. There are some textures that have changed a couple times just in the last couple days. They reworked birch, I think, and I do have to say I like the new birch texture better than the old one. And they reworked that like twice, I think. Diamond blocks got reworked and then reworked again. I mean, there's a lot of it's in a state of flux right now. It's being moved around and things are changing, and they're tweaking this and fine-tuning this, and I have a feeling that they're going to be asking for a lot of community feedback. Presumably, these texture changes are all going to happen as part of 1.13 when 1.13 comes out, whenever that is. I've also heard through the grapevine that 1.13 is probably going to be an update that's going to take quite some time to come out because it's a lot of technical changes, under the hood stuff, so to speak, things that we as average players will not really see, things that aren't really going to seem like this big, huge, massive feature change or anything like that. It's just going to be a lot of like refining the code and fixing things and really cleaning up the code that Minecraft runs on to make way for bigger, better things like removing the block ID system so that we can have more blocks in the game, which makes me, as a builder, very, very happy because that could potentially mean slabs and stairs for all the things, which is what I'm really hoping will come at some point in the next year or two. That's really what I'm holding out hope for beyond anything else. Because right now, if they added slabs and stairs for all the things, they actually don't have enough block IDs in the game to support it. So they're pretty much at the limit of new things that they can add until they finish removing the old system completely. At least that's my limited understanding of it. So 1.13 is probably going to be an update that I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of hate from the Minecraft community who don't. I think it's going to be a lot of stuff where people are like, where people are going to say, I can't believe this update took so long, and all we got was the reworked textures and that's it, you know, or whatever. I don't have a personal relationship with Mojang, so I don't know what all they're planning on for 1.13. So this is just speculation on my part, but I do have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people who don't understand the amount of time that's going to go into reworking the base game code, the under the hood stuff to make everything run more smoothly and to pave the way for newer features down the road. I think there's going to be a lot of people who don't really understand the what's the word I'm looking for? Who just don't understand how much is actually going to go into that, and who are going to be kind of disappointed by the amount of features that are added, or rather not added, when 1.13 comes out. I also have a feeling that as a result of significant changes to the game's code, much like we saw with 1.8, I have a feeling that the modding community is going to stay on 1.12 for quite some time. I have a feeling that 1.12 is basically going to become like the next 1.7.10, much like 1.7.10 in modding was a huge update. Like it was an update that lasted for a long time, and that was the game version that really became possibly the best ever version of modded Minecraft. I think 1.12 is going to be that. I think we're going to see 1.12 mod packs for a long time to come. And I'm actually very excited for that. It's always good when you have tons of mods all on the same version, because it really opens up the way for mod pack makers like myself to really do some cool things, because we have so many different mods we can work with and stuff like that. So I'm excited. But as for the texture changes, a lot of people have been asking about them, or asking me about them and my opinion on them. My opinion is I'm withholding my opinion until until we're further along in the process. I think it's too early to make judgments. I think it could be very good. I think there are some of the textures that they have kind of shown off that I think are very good and are definite improvements. And I think there's some of them that still need quite a bit of work. So I'm withholding my opinion for now, and we'll see where it goes. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to building this farm. I've got a bunch more platforms to go, and then I have to fill in this entire wall with glass. Basically, I need to surround the entire farm in glass, and I need to add in our golems, because we're going to basically get the slimes moving by using iron golems, so they attract the slimes. The slimes will go towards the golems and fall down into the killing area. So that is the plan. I'm going to get back to work. It is currently 4:45 in the morning, so it's 4:45 in the morning. This video is probably going to be out later than normal. I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to go to bed and sleep, and then just finish this tomorrow when I wake up, which means this video is going to be out later than normal, and there's probably only going to be one video today, unfortunately. This is definitely a project that I underestimated the amount of time that was going to go into this, and sometimes that happens with Minecraft, and that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes those things happen, and that's part of the fun. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to work. I'll come back to you with another progress update once I got a little bit more to show you. All right, guys, I am back with another progress update. So all the platforms are in place and looking pretty good. There are 9 of them altogether. I did slab this area underneath. I want to make. I think there were some spawnable spots down there for smaller slimes. Maybe not, but either way, I figured it was better safe than sorry. So I went ahead and slabbed that whole thing. And then I got the first of the golem holding towers? I don't know what you would call it. Golem holding areas in place as well. And I am happy to report that the farm is spawning things. So my concerns that I was having before about not seeing any mobs spawning in here, things are spawning. I noticed the spawn rates picked up pretty quickly once I added this shroud. I'm not exactly sure how the mechanics of it work. It's probably a bunch of technical mumbo jumbo that's well beyond my understanding. But apparently adding this like slab border around the farm does something to improve the spawn rates. I don't know. But either way, we are getting spawns. We are getting slimes. They are spawning in the farm. Not quite as many of them as I would like. But I have a feeling that once I do the rest of this farm and finish it up, it's going to be plenty of slime, more than I will need. In fact, just from the slimes that I've killed manually, I've already gotten a couple of stacks of slime balls. So that's good. This is a good thing. Oh, and there goes another one. And there's some more. So you can see this is working out pretty well for us. So the next step of this is I basically need to get the other golem tower in place over here. I need to get the iron golems in there, and then I need to surround the entire farm in glass, and I need roughly a shulker box and a half full of glass blocks to do that. That's going to take some time. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call this episode right here. I was really hoping to finish this in this episode, but I am at this point roughly 10 hours into this project. And although we did get a lot of progress done, I still have quite a lot left to do. I'm thinking I'm probably, if I had to make a guess, I'd say I'm probably about 2/3 of the way finished. Because we still need to do the glass. I need to do an item collections, and go back, Torch. I need to do an item collection system of some sort, and all that kind of good stuff, and figure out how that's all going to work. We got to do, yeah, there's still a lot of stuff left to do. But I want to jump into the comment or question of the day. Today's is from Ariella McAllister. It says, I hope you went back and filled in the open blocks in the roof of the villager breeder. I did, because when we last saw it, there were a 4-block hole in the roof and a 1-block step-up available for zombie access. I did. Thank you for... there was actually several people who told me that. Thank you for letting me know. I fixed it. And she says, you're right about it being Impulse SV's breeder design. Maybe you should consider making Doc M77's Villager Tinder and Trading Hall. He did make a tutorial. I'm thinking about giving it a try myself once I have all of the materials. So Doc M recently came out, and I feel like I may have talked about this earlier in the episode briefly, but as I said, that was 10 hours ago, so I don't remember exactly. Either way, Doc M recently came out with this villager trading hall thing that he developed, or that maybe he just showcased it and it was developed by some of the Psycraft guys. I don't know. Either way, he came out with a tutorial on his channel, and it's like a ridiculously epic villager trading hall center with things and all sorts of crazy stuff. And to be honest, it's more complicated than what I need in this world. It's beyond what I'm looking to do. I am planning on incorporating aspects of it. Some parts of it are going to be used. I am going to use some of that design. I'm not going to use the entire thing though, because there's quite a lot of features that it has that I just don't really need. And there's a lot of technical stuff in it that is kind of beyond what I'm looking to do. I also noticed that we've been over this entire time, and like 10 hours, and I have not seen another villager breed. That concerns me. Well, that's an issue for another day. But yeah, I am planning on using some of the design, not all of it, mostly because it's just beyond what I'm looking for in this world. But there will be parts of it that we are going to incorporate. So anyway, guys, this has been a long episode. My voice is shot. It's 5:30 in the morning, and I'm about to fall asleep on my keyboard, and I still need to edit this video. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one right here. I did have a lot of fun, though. I know there were some parts where I may not have sounded like I was having fun. But I think I'm going to look back on this project once it's done, and be very glad that I did it. And, you know, the thing with building a big farm like this in your world is, once you do it, you never have to do it again. So this will probably be the last slime farm that I ever make. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Make sure you check out Ilmango's video I linked in the description if you want to learn how to build this farm for yourself. It is an amazingly powerful slime farm, so I highly recommend it. As for me, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.